City Council meeting will now come to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, honorable city council members, mayor, city attorney, chief of staff, deputy clerk, and to all of you that are here this evening, and also to those who are viewing tonight's meeting via our broadcast channel and YouTube Live. Welcome to the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting, and today's date is Monday, June 22nd, 2026. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so under the public comment portions of the agenda. Please fill out a request to speak public comment card, which are located on the table in the back. After you've completed the card, hand it to the deputy clerk. And at this time, we will take roll call. Councilwoman Abdo. Here. Councilman Bullock.
Here.
Councilman Jones.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
And Councilman Wilhite.
Here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you.
Tonight's regular council meeting agenda reads as follows. Number 1, agenda. 2, public comment. 3, approval of consent agenda. 4, discussion. 5, petitioner. 6, chairperson's report. 7, mayor's report. 8, clerk's report. 9, treasurer's report. 10, public comment. 11, unfinished business. 12, new business. 13, warrant. 14, communication, and number 15 is adjournment. And a motion will be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved. Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Jones, supported by Mr. Wadsworth for the approval of our regular city council meeting. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Number 2 is public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for comments from the audience concerning agenda items only. You will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. And again, this is the portion of the agenda for public comment for those agenda items only. Madam Chair and Council, I have several requests to speak under this portion of the agenda. And as I call your name, just please come up to the microphone. And again, kindly just state your name for the record. And so with that, I believe the first card that I have is Regina Plank.
Hello, my name is Regina Plank. Most of you know me personally. In fact, a lot of you I voted for, in the faith that you would do what was best for the citizens of Romulus and put us first. How is this truck stop going to help the citizens of Romulus? Is it going to help with the taxes, or is it in a Tifa district where the only taxes can be spent in that district, not helping out on the roads or the parks and stuff that actually help the citizens of Romulus? Is it going to make our values of our homes go up? No. In fact, historically, it will make them go down. Now, you all spoke about how years ago the county wanted to, their master plan was to do away with Romulus and make it into a trucking hub. It looks like our council members are completing that task because the people parking at that truck stop will not be truckers that do businesses in Romulus, because the businesses in Romulus that do trucking have their own parking spot for them. They don't have to park in a public space. Y'all also talked about illegal parking. And yes, there is some illegal parking. I'll agree with that. But you mentioned the four gravel haulers that parked at the high school. You didn't mention that they parked there for a few minutes to find out where they were to dump their gravel. You also mentioned the one that parked at the dollar store, who had permission to park there. The many trucks that'll be parking there will not be Romulus residents. They will not be truckers doing business in Romulus. There'll be people coming off of 75 and 94. A concern was raised about the illegal activities that usually come with this type of business. Y'all said that wouldn't be a concern, but yet we had a rest stop right here on 275, very close to Romulus, that the state decided to close down due to the fact of illegal, that the state and county could not stop the illegal activities at that rest stop. All trucks. And like I said, is this in a TIFA district where it's only money that can be spent in TIFA districts?
Okay. Thank you, Ms.
It doesn't
Virginia.
help our local businesses.
Thank you, Ms. Virginia.
Thank you. Our next resident that's requesting to speak is Mr. Tony Heinberger.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Tony Heimberger here on River Drive. The handout I just gave you is a tax summary for the 23 acres for pilot. If you notice, in 2022, the SEV was $570,000, and they were paying taxes of $33,000. But when the gentleman bought it to do pilot, somehow they got an 80% reduction in the SEV down to $114,000, and now only paying $6,000 in property taxes. To me, that sounds very, very shady, and nobody should be voting for this project tonight or approving it until it is found out why they got an 80% reduction. Did any of the citizens here get an 80% reduction in their property taxes? So it's time we start looking further into this before we just jump the gun and say, oh yeah, let's do something. No, if it doesn't sound right, there's something wrong. You work for the people of Romulus, the citizens of Romulus, not truck stops, not warehousings. You need to remember that.
Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Heinberger.
The
Madam
next-
Clerk?
The next request is coming from Ms. Sharon Walker.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Sharon Walker, and I'm a longtime Romulus resident. I had a chance to speak before when they were just talking about putting the pilot truck stop there. The thing that concerns me is, first of all, I heard it said that we're a trucking city. That's not the case because before I retired from the city, we had built 22 new subdivisions. Since I have been retired, we have built about 9 more subdivisions, so that doesn't sound like trucking to me. I'm very curious to find out if the FAA was notified. Was the trucking company coming in, the lights on the truck are higher than those on a car. I spoke about this the last time that I came, that the FAA should be notified with things that's going on. Planes are crashing all over the place because we have different people that's doing things that they haven't been trained to do. And to piggyback off of what Gina said, the truck stop that they had on 275 was a very nice truck stop that they tore down. And they tore down because illicit stuff was going on all the time. It got to the place where families couldn't even go in there and stop because of the stuff that was going on. I hope that the city has done their due diligence to find out all the pluses, and the minuses that this is gonna do to the city. We have a residential neighborhood right next to it. And like I've been out here for a long time, and our neighborhood is kind of peaceful. We don't need trucks riding through it and driving through it and all that kind of stuff. Our streets are pretty good in our neighborhood, thanks to Mr. Oakley. When he was mayor, he put our streets down, and we don't have holes in our streets and all that kind of stuff like you see in some of the other places that you go to. All I'm saying is just to make sure that everything is correct before you start talking about putting another truck stop in.
Thank you, Ms. Walker.
Next request is coming from Johnny Maynor.
Ready? My name is Johnny Manier, longtime Romulus resident. I'm here in opposition of the truck stop as well. I got 14 years driving a commercial vehicle. I've seen a whole lot of things. I've been to 44 states. I've slept on the side of the road more times than I can count. So nobody in here knows better than me that adequate truck parking is a must. But I also live in Romulus, very near where you guys are trying to put this truck stop. And I can tell you, since Amazon's been built, my daughter can't even play out front. The trucks that are flying through there, the people are going crazy, they widen the intersections. All this excess traffic it's driving me to want to move out of Romulus. And I've been in my house paying taxes for the last 11 years. My family has been here long before that. So we really got to think about what's most important for the citizens. I don't know a single citizen in Romulus, and all my family lives here, that's for this project. I know that all the people here today that are for this project are not citizens of Romulus and would not vote to have a truck stop put in their backyard. You have 144 spaces you're talking about with trucks idling all night long, 365 days a year. Truckers don't sleep. The industry keeps going. What is that going to do to pollution? What's that going to do to the native wildlife? What is that going to do to noise pollution? And you got people trying to raise families around here. You want to bring more people into Romulus, do it the right way. You don't just say yes to every business that wants to come in and spend money. It's got to be what's right for the citizens. And I don't remember ever being asked if this was a good idea. I didn't even know until I saw it on Facebook. And I have family that served on the city council. So we got to do better, man. It's for the people. It's not for industry and big business and somebody to get a check. And I didn't know anything about the property taxes, but that's definitely something we should look into. I mean, the bottom line is, it seems like all you're hearing is opposition from the people who actually live here and positivity from people who don't. So I tell you, maybe if they want to have a truck stop built in such close proximity to their house, we can go there and vote. See if we can push that in and see how they like it. But as for me and everybody that I know and all these people here tonight, we don't want it. It's not necessary. There's so much undeveloped land in Romulus where a truck stop would be better suited, where they don't have to come out and make a left-hand turn to return to the interstate. And I can tell you one thing for a fact, those truck stops, the spots in that truck stop are not going to be enough. And you know what happens when they're not? I can attest to this. I got pictures on my phone right now. They end up on the shoulder of the freeway. I've spent so many nights doing my reset on the shoulder of a freeway because the truck stops fill up so fast. Now, when you have families that are trying to merge onto the interstate and you have a line of trucks blocking them, what happens? No visibility, accidents. You got people merging out at slow speeds, vehicles that are 80,000 pounds and over because Michigan allows permitted loads that heavy, trying to go from a dead stop to freeway speeds. It's gonna result in death.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Manier.
Thank you.
The next request is coming from Mr. Charles Miller.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Former Councilman Charles Miller. I want to talk to you about the obligation of council people. The obligation of a councilman encompasses only two things. The first is to make sure the city welfare is taken care of. That means that you keep the budget correct, you do what's necessary to have the city move along with the welfare of the citizens at large. You do not meet with citizens wanting your vote. I'll repeat that. You do not meet with citizens wanting your vote. Your vote is private. And when you meet with a citizen, you're excluding the citizens of Romulus. In this case, the citizens are not members of Romulus. This is an exclusive duty of the mayor and of the economic developer to meet with possible people that want to come to the city. To do otherwise casts a shadow on the probity of council members. Probity meaning complete and confirmed honesty, uprightness, and the adherence to the highest moral and ethical principles. I stand here tonight understanding the situation of tonight's agenda. It's peculiar that 3 council members were not on the mayor's team, as he has said he now has the best team ever. The best team ever is poised to change the dynamics of the quality of life for the citizens of Romulus tonight. 3 council members, Honorable Mr. Wadsworth, Honorable Miss Abdu, and Honorable Miss Roscoe. They were not on his team. And so therefore, you have to wonder yourself, why is it that they're not? The mayor says it's the best team ever. It's peculiar. And when something is peculiar,
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
people pay attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next request to speak is coming from Ms. Cheryl, I hope I pronounce it correct, Gruppenhoff? You want me to speak a little
They
louder?
call my name, you have to speak louder. I won't be able to hear you.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Gruppenhoff. I'm a resident here in Romulus. And before I read what I wrote, which I had to write so I made sure I had clear thoughts, is I drive this road every day. I have an Alani addiction, so I go to Sheetz every morning before I go to work. So I know what the traffic's like. But I'm going to read what I wrote, and I'm hoping that it kind of hits home with you guys. I keep hearing this rezoning is needed because the trucks are here. The trucks are parking where they shouldn't be, but this argument doesn't make sense to me. If trucks are violating ordinances, we enforce the ordinance. We don't normally solve the enforcement problem by changing a zoning map. If somebody is speeding, we don't raise the speed limit. The answer is enforcement, not permanent land use change. My concern is the justification seems to be based largely on anecdotes rather than evidence. And when I say that, I mean, where's the data showing the widespread problem of these trucks? We all talked a little bit about the trucks. How many citations have been issued? How many documented incidents to support the claim that rezoning is necessary? They might be there, and if they are, maybe we should all talk about that. The burden is on the applicant to prove that the change is needed and that it serves the public interest. It's not on the residents to disprove claims that have never been adequately supported by evidence. My final point, many members of this community have taken time, like tonight, to attend meetings, submit comments, voice concerns about traffic, public safety, pollution, the impacts of the neighboring properties. There's so much at stake. But again and again, residents have come up before this body expressing opposition to this proposal. It's funny that we've gotten this far with all of this resistance. Public participation is not supposed to be a formality. It's supposed to help inform your decision. If the concerns of the residents are being outweighed by other considerations, then those reasons should be clearly explained. Maybe it's profits over people. Hold the applicant to the burden of proof. Demand evidence instead of anecdotes. Address enforcement problems through enforcement and give meaningful weight to the voices of the people who actually have to live here. I really am putting my house up for sale in the next year or so because there's nothing here for us. When people say, where do you live? Romulus. What do you live by? Oh, that little downtown Romulus. What's there? Nothing. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Next written request is coming from Sharon Lindenmuth.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. I'm asking you tonight to slow down and take a hard look at the information being used to justify this rezoning. The petitioner's traffic study was based on a single day of observations. 1 day of traffic data is now being offered to support a permanent zoning change that could affect this area for decades. That alone should raise concerns. The study also appears to ignore foreseeable future developments, including the proposed sports complex just north of here. If that project moves forward, traffic volumes and traffic patterns could change dramatically. Yet we are being asked to make a decision today based on assumptions that may not reflect future reality. Just as importantly, why is the city accepting the petitioner's data at face value? The petitioner has a direct financial interest in obtaining approval. Council has an obligation to critically evaluate and methodologize assumptions and conclusions being presented, not simply accept them because they were included in an application. And there's a larger issue of consistency. Not long ago, the nearby Sheets development was approved with the condition of prohibiting overnight truck parking. That decision suggests that overnight truck parking was neither unnecessary or inappropriate for this area. Now we are being told that truck parking is needed and that rezoning should be approved to address this need. What has changed? Has there been a new study, new data, new circumstances? If a shortage of truck parking truly exists, what was the overnight parking prohibited at the nearby development just a short time ago? And if trucks are occasionally parking where they should not, that should be an enforcement issue, not a zoning issue. Existing ordinance can be enforced without permanently changing the character and permitted uses of this property. At the end of the day, zoning decisions should be based on sound evidence, consistent planning principles, and careful review. The information presented so far leaves too many unanswered questions and too much uncertainty to justify a permanent rezoning. And for those reasons, I respectfully ask council to deny this request or at a minimum require a more thorough independent analysis before moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Linda Moon.
Next, I have Brad Alsop. And I hope I pronounced that correctly. Okay.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. Brad also from Pilot Travel Centers. First off, I want to thank you for your time and diligent attention to this application and for the approval vote that we received 2 weeks ago after a really long process. And there's been some comments made tonight that we're going too fast. We've been working with city staff and with your professionals for about 2.5 years now. So we have gone through a very lengthy process that included hiring professional engineers who have an industry standard duty as engineers and professionals to present the facts as they are, not to do what we tell them to do. We've worked with them to do traffic studies that are based on sound engineering practices and principles as required by city, county, state regulations. We've got a civil engineer who's doing the same thing. We've presented the plan to city staff and made a lot of, and to the city's consulting firms that review all of this as engineers and planners. We've had a lot of back and forth, made a lot of changes at this request of the city to come up with the plan that you have before you today. This was done, again, according to sound engineering practices based on facts, not anecdotes, not our opinions, but upon facts of traffic study data and about the zoning ordinance, things like that. We are asking to rezone the property and get a special land use permit. The property in question is surrounded by industrially zoned properties. It is consistent, according to your city's professionals, with the master plan, that it fits, our request fits within what the city anticipates for this property, for this area. And the burden of proof, the evidence that was just mentioned, appreciate that. Certainly we do have a burden of proof, and I believe that we have gone above and beyond presenting the evidence, answering the questions of the city staff, your professionals, the planning commission, and with you all in the last couple of meetings that we've been at. So I think we've done our due diligence. We've worked with you, and we got a favorable result last time, so we respectfully ask that you please uphold that result and vote yes on this application so we can move forward and become an integral part of the city of Romulus, to put people to work, to take care of the guests who are coming up and down the road and the citizens of the city. Thank you all.
Thank you.
The next written request is from Patrick Deptula. I hope I pronounced that correct.
Good evening, and thank you, City Council, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, public, for coming out tonight and voicing your concerns about our project. As Brad talked, we've been at this for over 2 years. We've answered all of your questions, made changes as requested in cooperation with the city's engineering staff. Beyond that, I'm here to commit to you to being a great business neighbor in Romulus. And that goes further than constructing this facility, if approved. That goes beyond when we open the doors. We're gonna be your one call. If there's ever an issue here, we will be first at the table to help resolve that. And we're committed to that. We're committed to being here in Romulus. We are not adjacent to any neighborhoods. I have traveled through Romulus several times throughout this process. We're within 1 mile of hundreds of loading docks that exist today. We're within 1 mile of one of our major competitors. We're next door to a major airport and a railway. That's what adjacents our property. So I appreciate your consideration and your positive vote tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair and Council, I have received 2 emails from residents that ask if we can read into the record their remarks. And may I do so at this time?
Please.
Okay. The first one is from Ms. Janine Barron. It reads as follows. Mayor McCrate and council members, I have serious concerns regarding the rush to rezone this property and for the proposed use of this property. I am concerned with the inefficient safety study the Pilot Corporation has presented. They studied one day. I drive Vining Road a minimum of twice a day, 5 days a week. I can tell you firsthand, since construction has started on I-94 and there has been a mild increase in traffic, nothing like a 144-foot truck stop will bring. No, I'm sorry, nothing like 144 truck stop will bring. That trucks have been pulling out in front of cars on Vining Road. Vining Road between Goddard and Wayne Road, I personally have had 2 instances in the last 2 weeks where I have had to decelerate quickly to keep from hitting a truck making a left-hand turn. The distance between the stop signs is further than where the proposed truck stop will be. I truly feel this is an unsafe situation, and why are we considering this? Ms. Talley speaks of trucks parked all over the place. I am on these roads at 6 o'clock a.m. and I very rarely see a truck parked, and the rare instance I have, they have their hazard lights on. A truck stop will not prevent that. We only approved sheets to locations because they didn't have overnight parking. Why would we change that now? Will Sheets now want to expand and also have overnight parking, and we now have 3 truck stops in our city? Mr. Bullock remarked about he hoped there would be increased traffic downtown because of it. He is right. These trucks are already using Goddard and Grant to get around the construction. I had one last evening where I kept seeing semis going down my street. In a 3-hour period, I counted 11 semis, 11 on a residential street. This is a street where children play and young children are riding bicycles. This is not good for Romulus, our district. Our citizens need the city council to take a hard look at these and many other concerns before going forward with allowing this to happen to our city. Thank you, Janine Barron. This is from Mr. David Hotz. Good evening, Mayor and members of City Council. I am here tonight to express my gratitude for a couple of key initiatives. First, I want to thank the Mayor and Jeff Kemp for their ongoing support and collaboration on manufactured home issues, which truly makes a difference in the lives of our residents. Second, I want to extend a sincere thank you to the Mayor for his foresight and unwavering leadership in opposing the ICE warehouse facility, a position he has consistently maintained from the start. Finally, I want to address the significant community concern regarding the proposed truck stop. We must recognize the well-documented increase in crime, prostitution, and human trafficking that accompanies these developments. Additionally, the logistical challenges, such as the increased dangers of trucks turning and more trucks on the road, create significant safety and basic Romulus infrastructure issues. It's also troubling that 5 members of this council received money from a political action committee partially funded by the Truck Stop Initiative. If you truly are not influenced by big business donation, this is your opportunity to prove it by opposing this pilot truck stop initiative. This would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, David Hotz. And that was the last
Last one.
email
Thank
that
you.
I received. And that concludes as far as written requests
Okay.
for this portion of the agenda.
So we'll open it up to the audience. If anyone has any remarks, they will have, you can come up at this time. Just, okay.
Hello, everyone. I just have a question. As I was coming in, I'm a little, I want to know, what are the numbers that they will be getting for this property? What is the business yes to them getting this property? So what numbers are being dealt behind the scenes that we as the public don't know about? How much is being given to them? Is there a tax cut? Is there a tax deal? I just would like to know that, and I know that it's kind of too late because y'all gonna vote on it anyway. But what exactly is the tax deal? What is the deal that is being made, and can that be publicly placed somewhere so that we as the citizens can see it?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think this gentleman wants to, wants to speak.
No.
Did he want to speak?
I put in a Robert Bonus.
Right, he is for agenda item number 10 under the general public comment.
Got it, okay.
Right.
Okay. Anybody else from the public that want to
Not
speak
yet.
on these agenda matters? Okay. All right, going once, going twice. We're going to close that piece out. We can go on to the next thing, Madam Clerk.
All right. Number 3 is approval of consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion of an item is requested, it will be removed from the consent agenda and considered under the next agenda item. Items for approval under the consent agenda are as follows. Three A, approval of the minutes from the regular meeting held on Monday, June 8th, 2026 at 7:30 PM. 3B, approval of the minutes from the special meeting study sessions held on Monday, June 8th, 2026 at 6:00 PM to discuss the quarterly investment report and at 6:45 PM to discuss amendments to the sign ordinance of the City of Romulus Code of Ordinances. 3C, approval of a public hearing request for Monday, July 13th, 2026 at 7:00 PM to review the RFP process and proposal materials from applicant as it pertains to RFP 235/26-10 Van Born Road Properties. 3D, to concur with the recommendation of the Executive Advisory Committee and reappoint Brian Lloyd to the Romulus Board of Zoning Appeals with a term to expire on June 30th, 2029. 3E, to approve the second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 2526-15 in the amount of $322,210 to cover costs associated with the repair of the parking lot and roof at the municipal annex, which is the former 34th District Court. This budget amendment was introduced at the June 8, 2026 City Council meeting. 3F, to approve the second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 2526-19 in the amount of $206,560 to recognize revenue that was received in the fiscal year 25-26. This budget amendment was introduced at the June 8, 2026 council meeting. And lastly, 3G, to approve the second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 2526-20 in the amount of $85,000 to increase expenses associated with the MIDC program in fiscal year 25-26 budget. This budget amendment was introduced at the June 8, 2026 regular council meeting.
Madam Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I'm going to move that we approve on the consent agenda as the clerk read.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, seconded by Ms. Roscoe to approve the consent agenda as stated. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhide?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. There were no items removed from the consent agenda for discussion. And that takes us to number 5, which is petitioner, Madam Chair and Council. We do have a petitioner on the agenda this evening. The petitioner is Jennifer Madison. Her petition is a request for it's a block party request, and she's asking approval for a block party event scheduled for Saturday, July 4th, 2026, from 5 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m., and the closing of Hearst Avenue from Chamberlain Street to Dexter Street with access granted for emergency vehicles.
Thank you.
Good evening, City Council and elected officials. I am here once again annually to request the closure of the door, or of our street for the event that we have on the 4th of July. And so I'm here to request your approval for that.
Any questions? It says 10:30 on here. Is it 10 or 10:30?
10:30.
10:30.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
We do
Okay.
fireworks about 10, so it ends about 10:30.
Gotcha. Okay. Any questions from council on the petitioner's request? Okay. All righty, so we can move for action, take action. We got a motion.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Roscoe?
I'll make a motion that we approve the block party petition request for the 4th of July from 5 o'clock to 10:30, closing Hearst Avenue from Chamberlain Street to Dexter Street with access granted for emergency vehicles.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Wadsworth for the approval of the petitioner's request for a block party event scheduled for Saturday, July 4th, 2026, from 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. and the closing of Hearst Avenue from Chamberlain Street to Dexter Street with access granted for emergency vehicles. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhide?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 6 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'm going to start off with, just to kind of go around and see if we have any report outs from any of our council people with, on our committees. Let me start with the Pension Committee. David Jones, do we have anything?
No.
Okay, thank you. Cemetery Board of Trustees, Ms. Abdo?
Nothing from the cemetery. I have library.
Library, can you go with that?
Yes, I just wanted to say that the library had their summer reading carnival on Thursday. We had over 600 people there. It was a great thing, and hopefully next year, if you haven't gone, you'll look out for it. It's really a great time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Retiree, you said, Mr. Wadsworth, y'all don't meet till August, correct? That's the retiree
End of
healthcare?
August.
End of August, okay, thank you. Police and Fire, Mark Wilhide.
Yes, I just wanted to, the fire department, Dave Allison is gonna be retiring. His, get-together is June 25th. John Theed is also, retiring. We received, the pickup truck for the fire chief. It's being outfitted with lights and radios and what have you. It should be on the road within the month. The Ford 550 Rescue will be delivered by July 1st. And they hired a new fire marshal. I didn't know if I was overstepping. I knew he was coming. But anyway, so we will have a new member of the fire department. And the police side, they've sworn in 2 Oakland County grads from the academy and 1 from Wayne County. So they're looking forward to seeing. The chief said he was very happy with Oakland, their setup and everything. Also, they've been doing the SIMS training, which is simulated
munitions training where they use paintballs and stuff, and it's more realistic training. And they just talked about how happy they were that we approved the money for the public safety building.
Yay, thank
That's the end of
you,
my report.
Mr. Wild. Nice full report, thank you. And last but not least, Ms. Roscoe with the Planning Commission.
I don't really have much to report. We don't have anything coming up through the ranks anytime soon, and we may actually not have a meeting in July, just have a lot of things in the works.
All right, thank you. Let me just start off with, just to piggyback off Ms. Abdo, the library summer kickoff was amazing. It's always a great event. I didn't realize how much Wings was such a great sponsor of that. I learned that on that day. So thank you, Wings Financial, for being a strong supporter of the summer kickoff. It was a great event. And what I loved most about the event was they had a violinist there. He was so amazing. So we're looking to do a violinist for the Unity Day for the Pumpkin Fest, and we were looking for a violinist. And so I walk up there, and then who's flat slap in my face is a violinist. Not only was he a violinist, but he's a DJ violinist. So it was amazing. So great job, and it was a great event. So just thank the library and the team, everybody, for a great summer kickoff for the summer for the library. And then we had a great Flag Day. It was on Friday, the 12th. And like everyone always said, we do patriotism well here. I want to do a shout out to Kevin Krause for his work and his team and everybody who assisted and participated with Flag Day. It was a great event. Our honoree, Mr. Horry, which we got some action with him later on down in the meeting, was the recipient of the flag, and just a great guy. Just an honor to meet him and how he has served our country so well. So more to come on Mr. Horry today because he's on our agenda for today. We had a great music in the park. It was alumni night. It was a great turnout, so thank you for everybody that comes out in support. And then hope that you will come out and support for our July event. And we have a Movies in the Park coming up, don't we, for? Thursday, this Thursday at the Coleman Center on Beverly Road. So we do have a Movies in the Park coming up this Thursday, and I think starts at dusk. So just remember if that is something you can put on your calendar. We attempted to have a good kickball event, but we're going to hold that off for next year. It was a great fellowship, though. It was a great fellowship time, but I'll let the mayor address that more in this report. So, but great fellowship time with the St. Giles Lodge folks, and just sitting out there and just kind of having a great time. So, last but not least, Juneteenth. I ain't gonna say too much about it because I know the clerk has got things she wants to say about it, but this was our 4th annual, and it was a great celebration. So thank you again for our clerk for quarterbacking that. Did a great job with your team, and for a 4th annual Juneteenth celebration. And I want to thank everybody who came out to choose and participate with us on that day. So thank you. And I think those are all mine. Thank you, and I'm gonna close out my report with that.
Madam Chair,
Ms.
I'll make a
Roscoe.
motion to accept your report.
Thank you. Support. Thank you. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Jones for the approval of the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhide?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Number 7 is the mayor's report.
Thank you. Good evening, City Council, audience here today, and those who are tuning in at home. First and foremost, I have a great announcement. We saw the news that came out last week regarding the DHS detention facility. In Romulus, we've learned that we don't count our victories until they're victories. And there was a lot of people wanting to rush to those press releases last week, and we didn't feel comfortable until that document had been filed and signed by DHS. And thanks to our legal counsel and our administrative team, that got taken, was addressed today about 6:30 today. So it's official, it's been filed. Okay, we'll take some back feed for that. But you know, I can't thank everybody enough who supported the city of Romulus here, and I'm not going to go down the list of names, but the concern, we still haven't solved the problem yet. And as elected officials at the state, federal, local level, our job is to solve problems, and we haven't solved this problem yet, so we need to continue to work. So we've addressed one little issue here for the city of Romulus right now, and I'm more comfortable as about 6:30, but we still got work to do. So I'm excited to announce that. Also, one small correction for movies in the park at the Coleman Center, because of our new state-of-the-art Rombotron, it's gonna start at 6 o'clock.
Gotcha.
So it'll be a little bit earlier, and the movie they're gonna be showing is The Goat. So
Oh, okay.
it's all about Mark Wilhide, so. And I also, another announcement on 6/25, at 11 o'clock, Assad Turfe from Wayne County will be doing a presentation on the upcoming election for the smart transportation and
Okay.
how crucial that is
Yeah.
to our seniors and those who are disabled that need that smart bus to depend on it. We want to talk about that election that's coming up. So we'll be there not to advocate for a vote, but just to talk and share facts and details so people know what they're voting on. Also to address a couple things that came up under open comment. No tax incentives were given for this property, no breaks. Any of those things were cut on this property. And also it came up about team endorsements. I endorsed everybody but one person that sits on the city council. And I've worked with all of you for years, and I've never tried to sway a vote or tell anybody how to vote or presume to be that disrespectful to you. I will dig for information for you and settle heartburn if you guys have that. I've done that since I've been a building official for 25 years here. So I would never be disrespectful enough to tell anybody how to vote. I just wanted that on the record to say, hey, 6 out of the 7 up here I endorsed, and I'm happy to work with the one that I did not because we've settled some issues, and I don't think anybody up here or any council member that I've ever worked with could say I've told them how to vote on an issue. So just want to get that straightened out. For action items I have tonight, the first one I have is for CDBG grant, Wayne County subrecipient agreement for HUD Community Block Grant. And let me back up a little bit. Has everybody on council met Ellie Yoakum, our CBDG director? Ellen, stand up, please. Just want to put a face on it for you. Exciting addition to the team. She's already going to work, trying to find those grant monies, work to maximize the benefit with CDBG, and we know how important that is. So I respectfully request that City Council's approval to the attached sub-agreement with Wayne County for HUD Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, for fiscal year 2025 and 2027 in the amount of $20,000.
Madam Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I'm going to move that we approve the Wayne County subrecipient agreement for HUD Community Block Grant called the CDBG program with the Wayne County for 25 through 27. Thank you.
Support.
Okay. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, seconded by Mr. Wilhite to concur with the administration and approve the attached sub-recipient agreement with Wayne County for HUD Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, for the fiscal year 2025 to 2027 in the amount of $20,000. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next I have up is a memorandum of understanding for the Michigan Drones Association in the city of Romulus. I'd like to have Director Kraus come up and talk to you a little bit about this program and how it aligns with the continued drone initiative in the city of Romulus.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, council. As most of you know, over the last 2 years, we've been working very diligently and slowly with the FAA, with Airspace Link, and a number of other community partners, Wayne County, Western Wayne, and Downriver Community Conference, and establishing the drone program. We knew it was going to be a difficult lift because of our proximity to the airport, and having drones flying in low altitude, below 400 feet, around the 18th busiest airport in the United States is definitely a challenge, and we wanted to make sure we were going about it safely and moving forward with that program. So we really look at this fourth space, or this airspace, this low altitude airspace, as new infrastructure, just like a road or any other type of infrastructure, rail lines, electrical lines, water pipeways or pathways. And we're looking at how to build this out for the future. You may have heard recently Amazon has been delivering packages from the Hazel Park location and the Pontiac location, 12 miles from both of those locations in Oakland County already. And in Oakland County, cities are in a race to basically secure their airspace so they don't have to deconflict with private companies that are utilizing it for private commerce, and they can make sure they have priority for public safety. So, as most of you know, we've trained a number of employees as Part 107 pilots here in the city, and we've deployed drones and training drones with those pilots. And they're out there and they can deploy for single point incidents with visual line of sight deployment with those drones. We continue to work with our partners at Airspace Link to make sure that we have a certificate of authorization with the FAA to fly beyond visual line of sight in the future for our public safety. And then also with our unified traffic management plan with the FAA, which will deconflict drone traffic with manned aircraft traffic coming in and out of DTW Airport. So I say all of that to say that we are one piece of the big puzzle in the state of Michigan, and we are on the map, and we've done a lot of great things in the last 2 years to create this space, including drone sensors where we can identify drone flight real time, see where the drone is, and also see where the controller is or who the pilot is of that drone, and be able to track and either deploy our police officers to kind of interdict that, or the air marshals from the airport. We work closely with them as well because of the airport to interdict that pilot if they are in unauthorized airspace or are flying above height restrictions that are allowed. So as we continue to do that, other cities around us are doing the same thing, but we don't have access to their sensors and they don't have access to our sensors. So in essence, what this agreement is just like a mutual aid agreement that we have with our police and fire departments. When another city needs our resources, we can reciprocate those resources to them. This is the same thing. We're allowing them access to our data from our sensors, and they're getting the data from their sensors to us as well. So we can see, as those puzzle pieces start filling in, we can see the big picture of the airspace around the community.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So I respectfully request City Council's authorization for the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached memorandum of understanding between the City of Romulus and Michigan Drone Association, which will establish a framework for the formation and operation of a regional count UAS task force.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make that motion to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached memorandum of understanding between the City of Romulus and the Michigan Drone Association, which will establish the framework for the formation and operation of a regional count USA task force, UAS task force.
Okay. Support. Thank you. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Jones to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached memorandum of understanding between the City of Romulus and the Michigan Drone Association, which will establish the framework for the formation and operation of a regional count UAS task force. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Bullock.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have up is a change order as part of our Streets initiative this year. We continue to work in our neighborhood streets. I respectfully request City Council approve the change order to make a revision to the Wade and Superior HMA project with Rowe in the amount of $623,329 to extend the bidding prices to Cogswell Street from Wade to Wabash as part of this construction. Maria Ferris, Finance Director, has verified funds for this acquisition have been budgeted for.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Jones.
I move to concur with the administration and approve a change order to make the revisions to the Wade and Superior HMA project with roads in the amount of $623,329 to extend the bidding price to Coswell Street from Wade to Wabash as part of the construction.
I'll second it.
Okay. It's been motioned by Mr. Jones, seconded by Mr. Wilhite to concur with the administration and approve a change order to make a revision to the Wade and Superior HMA project with a ROE in the amount of $623,329 to extend the bidding prices to Cogswell Street from Wade to Wabash as part of the construction. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
You say yes?
He said yes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I ain't hear him. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next one is another move to continue to update fleet. I want to purchase one 2026 Ford Bronco for the cable department. And I respectfully request the council's authorization to piggyback on my deal contract for the purchase of one 2026 Ford Bronco Sport in the amount of $36,295 from Gorno Ford. Maria Ferris, Finance Director, has verified that funds for this purchase are currently available in the cable TV fund.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make that motion to concur with administration and consent to piggyback on the My Deal contract number MA 24000001193 for the purchase of one 2026 Ford Bronco Sport in the amount of $36,295 from Gorno Ford.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Been motion by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Wilhite to concur with administration and consent to piggyback on the My Deal contract number MA 24000001193 for the purchase of one 2026 Ford Bronco Sport in the amount of $36,295 from Gorno Ford. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, and that will conclude my report for this evening.
Thank you.
Number 8 is the clerk's report. Before I begin the agenda items under my report, just would like to have a few comments, remarks concerning our 4th annual Juneteenth
Yes.
celebration. It was a success. We had just members of the public just throughout the day, just coming in. It was very well attended. We had over 34 vendors.
Yeah.
The vendors, the food vendors, everyone said they did well. I really want to thank the administration, to you, city council members, to the administrative departments, you know, police and fire and all those departments. And I know Jerry Freyer, his team, they came out to help, but I really want to give a big shout out to our DPW workers. Those guys had some challenges. We had planned to set up on Thursday, but because of the high winds, and they were dealing with fallen trees, and in the park, there was a big part of the tree fell, and so they had to clean all that up, and the guys they just did a phenomenal job with all the challenges that they had. That was a big part of helping set up the tents, the chairs, and this year we had the Rumbotrons, I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Oh, yeah.
Dijon did a great display, which displayed all the vendors and our those who made donations, and just photos from the last, 3 years that we've had the event. But it was very well attended, and so we had a lot of positive feedback. And again, I just want to thank everyone because it definitely was a team effort. This is just another great community event that we're hosting, and so next year will even be bigger and better. So again, thank you. Also, I want to switch gears here and talk about voting. And we will begin mailing out absentee ballots beginning this Thursday on the 25th. Okay, so if you're on that permanent ballot list, expect to receive your ballot. Gonna kind of get on my soapbox here. There are a lot of important things. This is a midterm election. We need your vote. Your vote is your power. It's sad that we have over 20,000 registered voters, and we might maybe get 20% of voters that come out. Your vote is important. We have secured elections here. You can trust the process. I really want to encourage everyone, get out and vote. You're going to be voting for a new governor this year. Your midterm elections are very important and impact you directly. I know we have the federal elections, which we usually have a larger turnout, but your midterm elections are extremely important. You're voting for your state reps. You're voting for your state senators. You're voting for your congressmen. And again, new governors, secretary of state. This is very important, and it impacts all of us directly, our community. So please make it a point to vote. You have 3 opportunities here in Michigan. you can vote early. If you don't vote absentee, you can vote early, 9 days of early voting, if you don't want to come out on election day. So you have election day to come out and vote, you have 9 days of early voting, or you can have the ballot mailed to your house. So please, 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 make it a point, make a commitment to vote this year. We can't tell you who to vote for, but I believe the mayor mentioned earlier, there is a proposal on the ballot. Educate yourself on this. Ask questions. Educate yourself. You can call the clerk's office. You can obtain a sample ballot. But please, please, folks, whatever community that you live in, not just Romulus, we have good elections here in the state of Michigan. We're very fortunate than a lot of other states, and I'm really on my soapbox. I'm hearing what's going on in the state of Texas. I just floored over how their elections are conducted. But here in Michigan, we have really good election laws here, and you can trust the process. So please, August 4th, make sure you get out there and vote. Thank you. Get off my soapbox. Okay, now for my action items. Had to get that off my chest. All right. 8A, requesting approval of the 26-27 proposed municipal fee schedule. So we're asking council to adopt the resolution approving the 26-27 fiscal year City of Romulus proposed municipal fee schedule as presented. The implementation of this fee schedule will commence on July 1, 2026.
Madam Chairman?
Mr. Wadsworth?
I'm going to move for the approval of the 2026-27 proposed municipal fee schedules, and I have a comment.
Support. Thank you. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, seconded by Ms. Roscoe, to adopt a resolution approving the 2026-2027 fiscal year City of Romulus proposed municipal fee schedule as presented, with the implementation of this fee schedule to commence on July 1st, 2026. Mr. Wadsworth.
If I could, to Mrs. Bragg over there, could you revisit what we charge to euthanize an animal? And I will tell you right now, you have a dog 10, 14, 15 years old, and the dog dies. It's very devastating to people. Then you have to come in and you would have to pay $500 to put that dog down. That seems too expensive. You know, I mean, I could see something like $1 a pound or $2 a pound, but, you know, and if a dog weighs 100 pounds, you pay $400. And I think that's ripping off our residents.
What we will do, if I can through the chair,
Yeah,
Councilman Wadsworth, and each department submits their fees, their proposed fees.
Okay.
They submit them to us. So what we can do is reach out to ordinance
Yeah,
to
please,
have them review.
please do, you know, and they're gonna say, well, it costs so much, you know. This is a service that we give taxpayers.
Okay, we will reach out to ordinance and have them revisit this and get back with you with, you know,
Thank you.
to revise this.
Okay. But we can move forward, correct?
Yes, you can.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, City Council. 8B, second reading and final adoption of the conditional rezoning request for RZ 2024-001 Pilot Travel Center. We're asking this request is for City Council to concur with the Planning Commission's findings and approve the second reading and final adoption of the conditional rezoning request for RZ 2024-001 Pilot Travel Center to rezone 25.53 acres located at 10250 Vining Road from M2 General Industrial to MT Industrial Transportation for the purpose of developing a truck stop, subject to finalization, number one, finalization and execution of the conditional rezoning agreement by the city attorney. Number 2, special land use approval for a truck stop. And number 3, revised site plan approval by the Administrative Review Committee. This conditional rezoning request was introduced at the June 8, 2026 regular council meeting.
Madam Chair, I would like to make a motion to concur with the Planning Commission's findings and approve the second reading and final adoption of the conditional rezoning request for RZ 2024001 Pilot Travel Center to rezone 25.53 acres located at 10250 Vining Road from M2 General Industrial to MT Industrial Transportation for the purpose of developing a truck stop, subject to 1, the finalization and execution of the conditional rezoning agreement by the city attorney, 2, special land use approval for a truck stop, and 3, revised site plan approval by the Administrative Review Committee.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Bullock, seconded by Mr. Will Hyde for the second reading and final adoption of the conditional rezoning request for RZ-2024-001 Pilot Travel Center. And just as already stated and rehashed by Madam Clerk and by James Bullock. Any discussion?
Through the chair.
Oh, okay. Ms. Abdo, you go.
Okay. I think a vote on this is premature when we get the history of the tax statement that Tony gave us. Why did this property go from being a value of 500 and some thousand down to 100 and some thousand, lowering the taxes from 33,000 to 6,000 over the time when, why is that? Can you tell us, Mayor?
No, that'd be a question for the assessor. If we'd had that information before tonight, I could have probably got an answer for you, but that's the first I heard of it.
Well, I don't think it should be voted on until we find out why all of a sudden that the property value went down when Pilot started looking at it. I mean, the difference in the taxes is phenomenal. And until we get that information, I don't think we should be voting on it.
Mr. Wadsworth, did you?
Are you done?
Yeah, thank you, though.
I'm going to repeat basically what I said a couple of weeks ago. First of all, Pilot is a good company. It's a quality company. They have a good product. But this is too much in a small space. We're going to have trucks coming off 94, 275 east and westbound. And then they have this tax thing that just came up tonight. And when we approved sheets a couple years ago, that was a big thing that night at council. No overnight parking. No overnight parking, and they agreed to it. And they were talking 10 or 15 trucks. We're talking 144 trucks. This vote is going to come back and it's going to haunt us. I'm telling you, folks, it's going to haunt us. You know, now they just shut down 275 because there was human trafficking, there was drugs, there was crime. All we're doing is providing them with a new space. All we're doing is providing them with a new space. And for God's sakes, don't worry about the trucks, my friends up here. Worry about the residents that sleep in this town. And I'm done. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, I have something.
Mark?
Through the chair. They bring up the rest area. It was a rest area. Yeah, it was a truck stop, but it was a rest area, government-owned, on 275. The Pilot has jumped through so many hoops. I went back and looked at all this, and this started back in September 16th of '24. Everything that we have requested, they have done. Security cameras have been upgraded, security personnel on the scene. It's not like the truck stop. The area that they're talking about, is it ideal? No, but I think it's a good idea. The area now is zoned M2, and that's high intensity industrial. They could have stamping plants, they could put a forge there, it could be a hazmat location. That all meets the requirements. With the Gordie Howe Bridge coming through, the 94 improvements that they're doing that, you know why they're doing that? They're doing that to enhance the freight movement. I have a thing here from the planning department. Number one, the planning department approved it. Okay, they went through it, they hashed it out, it was passed, so it came to us. I have the planning department development status report from April, and they went over 46 things. And I looked at it, and I went through every one of them, and 26 were related to trucking outfits or trucking itself. So it is increasing. They talk about the traffic and stuff, and right now, Romulus is terrible with traffic because with the expressways, we've got the 2 industrial highways, and they're both being constructed. So our streets are going to be inundated with vehicles. A gentleman talked about he's been driving a truck. He slept on the side of the road. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to get a handle on it, centralize, and that way we can make ordinances. The police department, I brought this up before, they have 2 people going through commercial carrier enforcement. Once we have a place where they can go, then we can enforce. And just like in Taylor, where they have commercial vehicle signs saying, you know, prohibited or whatever, they enforce that, so that lowers the process down. But I wanted to take one step farther. It's a situation where everything that we eat, everything that we do comes by truck. And we're not saying anything about that truck stop will provide a service to the truck drivers. And if anybody has ever gone out on Romulus Day or cleanup day and gone through and picked up a Pepsi bottle that's full of something, it's not burners. You know, that stuff gets put everywhere. And I heard a thing about the Tifa. And as far as the Tifa goes, we just approved $45 million for a public safety facility that is well needed in this town. In places like that, the revenue will go to help pay for that. And if you break it right down, I mean, it could take 95 years, but it could pay it off. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Wilhide. Any other remarks?
Just one more comment. You shouldn't always believe what you read. Thank you.
We're gonna run this vote. It's been motioned by we did the discussion. Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhide?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
No.
Mr. Wadsworth?
No.
Ms. Abdo?
No.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Sorry.
8C, we're requesting approval of an honorary street sign application honoring Henry Horry. I'm respectfully asking council to approve an honorary street sign in recognition of Mr. Henry C. Horry. On June 12th, during the City of Romulus Flag Day ceremony, the city honored Mr. Horry, who was retired U.S. Army Navy veteran and served a 49-year resident of Romulus. He was honored for his distinguished military service and lifelong commitment to others. Mr. Horry joined the United States Naval Reserve during his senior year of high school and entered active duty the day after graduation. He served 22 years on active duty as a chief quartermaster, primarily in submarine service, including service during the Vietnam War and numerous classified missions. He later served an additional 8 years in the Naval Fleet Reserve before retiring in 1977. Since his retirement, he has continued to mentor and support veterans. There were no applications submitted during the annual application period, which was, established in the honorary street sign policy. Mr. Horry's daughter submitted an application on June the 12th following the Flag Day ceremony. She wanted to honor her father. And so, as we know, that, the purpose of the honorary street sign program is to recognize individuals who have made significant contributions to the community and humanity. Mr. Horry's distinguished military service, his dedication to fellow veterans, and longstanding commitment to service exemplifies the intent of this program. So again, we did not receive any, any applications this year, but we did receive this one application. It is after the deadline, but we thought, just with his bio and his service to our country and him being honored that day, therefore, I'm respectfully asking council if you would grant an exemption to the application deadline requirements of the honorary street sign policy and approve the honorary street sign application recognizing Mr. Henry C. Horry.
Can we get a motion for that?
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
For approval of an honorary street sign for Henry Horry.
Support.
And that will be at the corner of Anthony and Jamestown Street.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Roscoe. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Ms. Abdo, to grant an exemption to the application deadline requirements of the honorary street sign policy and approve the honorary street sign application recognizing Mr. Henry C. Horry. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The last item under the clerk's report, this is a notice of determination of water and sewer rates and fee schedules. The Finance Department has submitted the official notice of determination for water and sewer rates and fees changes. Pursuant to Chapter 62, Article 5, Section 62-405 and 62-406 of the Romulus Code of Ordinance, it states as follows: the amounts of rates and charges and the intervals at which users of the wastewater system and of the water system are billed shall be determined no less than annually by the administration and presented to council for their notification and review. The determination of the administration shall take effect 10 days following the date of the meeting in which the city council was presented with the official notice of such determination, unless rejected by a 2/3 majority vote of the city council. The fee schedule will be, this fee schedule will be effective as of July 1, 2026. So no action is required by you unless you're rejecting what is being presented to you.
Okay.
So this is basically for your information.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, City Council. That concludes the clerk's report. There is no treasurer's report this evening, so that takes us to number 10, public comment. And this is the portion, this is the second public comment period. For those of you who are in the audience, and who would like to address City Council, you can find the rules to address City Council on the back of your meeting agenda. If you have not submitted a request to speak public comment card and still would like to address the City Council, raise your hand, and after you've been acknowledged by the chairperson, you may approach the podium. We will call on those members of the public who submitted a card first. Please note that you will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. Madam Chair and Council, we do have several cards that have been submitted, and I'm going to call on Robert Bodis.
I'm here concerning DT Energy. On March 15th, our power went out. A tree from the woods fell, and it broke the telephone pole next door to me. Okay. On my property, I have a transformer. They're supposed to have a guide wire that runs from that telephone pole to the one that broke. Instead of replacing that guide wire, they tied it to my bush. And I can show you a picture. I need some, I've been contacting DT Energy to get this resolved. I mean, they've come out even like May 21st. The man came out, he took the wire that they pulled down, but he never turned in a work order. I've been calling and calling, it's like, I can show you a picture, but it's tied to my bush. I was at the mayor's office last Tuesday, and I asked for help. And she called in somebody from the safety, but nothing ever happened. I can show you a picture. It's real quick.
Okay, Mr. Bolden, we're gonna let you out. We're gonna have that addressed on the unfinished business. Did you have any more comments you want to have regarding that?
I can show you here, it's tied to my bush. That's the guy wire.
Miss, oh, okay, okay.
Tied to my bush.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bolden.
Shoddy work. And I wouldn't say, our service is too great. And I live, it's just awful. And I've been trying to deal with them and call them. Man come out, he took the cable, probably 75 feet of it, that went from, he never turned it into work order.
Okay.
I can show you more pictures.
Thank you, Mr. Bolden. Can somebody, okay, can somebody?
Anybody else want to see?
Can somebody? Can I?
I'll show you. This is their work.
Thank you, Mr. Bolden.
I've been trying to deal with them since March.
Hopefully the mayor can help you.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's basically it.
Okay, thank you.
So can I get any help with this?
Absolutely. We get your information, we'll check it out. I'll visit the site tomorrow myself, and I'll get a report back to you. We got the information?
I need it here.
He said absolutely, he's gonna get somebody to call you and help you out.
Yeah, I turned in all these requests. They give me numbers and the man came out.
I'll visit that site tomorrow myself, and we'll make sure we're
I
getting...
was there last Tuesday in your office. You'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's gonna visit me?
Yeah, he'll visit you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Yada.
Okay. Next, we have Mr. Jeffrey Warren.
Yeah.
And council, you have copies here.
Yes.
Hey, good evening, Mayor, Pro Tem, Council. My name is Jeffrey Warren. I'm here to request the approval for a block club party petition for Saturday, January 4th, 2026, from noonish to 11ish. And the closure of the following streets for the time of the event would be Martin Place from July. Yeah, July 4th. But Martin's Place from Chamberlain to 2nd Street. 2nd Street from Martin Place to Horace Jackson Street. Horace Jackson Street from Dexter to 2nd Street. Just those three corners blocked off. Like we do every year, that one little area right there, so. We're a little late getting this petition in, but I just need a little push to try to get it finished.
Thank you. We're gonna take action on the unfinished business, okay? We're gonna, we'll take action. So did you have any more you want to add to it, though?
No.
Okay.
That'll do it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Next, Joan Pence.
It just happens after I sit a while. So, we are Western Wayne Indivisible. We have become somewhat familiar to this community in the last couple of months with the DHS and the warehouse and all of that disaster. So we have a letter here for Mayor McCray, staff, Romulus City Council. Accept our sincere gratitude for your concern for your community and all your fine work to stop the Department of Homeland Security from opening an ICE detention center at 7525 Cogswell Road in Romulus in Wayne County. We cannot thank you enough for your decision to join with the carefully crafted lawsuit filed by the Michigan Attorney General Nessel. Your professional work with many citizens and companies and community groups, including ours, during this very difficult and sensitive time assured open communication and transparency. You were able to protect your community from federal overreach. It has been our pleasure to watch your city in action and to witness your very professional handling of a deal that you were not prepared for. We look forward to working with all of you in the future, and we'll count that one as a success.
Thank you, and thank you guys.
Waste down.
Thank you.
And we have one last written request.
Who was that?
Michael Calabrese.
Last time I was here, I glazed you guys. Now, I'm not going to be so nice. I'm going to be cordial. But Mr. Wilhide, you made a comment last time I was here about how if companies come here, they shouldn't have to jump through hoops. Well, personally, as a citizen, if I drop my pistol and it goes off and hits somebody, I go to prison for probably the rest of my life. If a company just doesn't feel like jumping through hoops, poisons an entire community, what do? They throw pocket change at it and say, sorry about your cancer pores. I went to Lansing, no, I'm not trying to say defense, but from a citizen's perspective, you are the only people that can hold them accountable for the most part, so if they want to come here, please try to take care of Romulus. You know what I'm saying? It feels more like jumping through hoops is, I have to jump through hoops to live. My job is getting harder every day. I went to Lansing to deliver a letter to, what's her name? Gretchen Whitmer? Yeah, Gretchen Whitmer, basically saying, hey, do something. You said you'd fight like hell. You're not. Eventually, they got together with Nessel, and they did something, and they're going to try to stop that. Now, I read a report that said, I love you, Mayor. A few months ago, you came out and actually talked to me outside of City Hall. I was like, I respect him. I would probably vote for him based on that. But I read that you were thanking Tom Homan over here. It says, what is it? We want to thank DHS Secretary, Mark Wayne Mullen for listening to us and taking into consideration the issues that which had made the wrong location for a detention facility. A bunch of stuff on there, but mostly it just sounds like you're supportive of what they do, you just don't want to hear. Like it's a NIMBY kind of thing. And you also thank other people, like the people that were in contact with you. I'd prefer it if you don't thank the DHS guy and me at the same time, because it's kind of insulting. I'm trying to be nice, and I don't know exactly what to say, but it's very disappointing. Got a minute left. I also came here to talk about Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir Technologies. Oh man, you guys should really know about him. He said he wanted to spray lightly fentanyl-laced urine on his critics. It's weird, you know. It just seems like a guy from history, like 100 years ago. He speaks a lot of German. He calls for the de-neutering of Germany and Japan, and it just feels like a short little guy with a little mustache from 100 years ago. And yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things I wanted to talk about. I took a bunch of screenshots. He thinks that having children he feels is so stressful it would give him hives. And I understand, because he's the type of person that would separate families because it makes him a little extra money, because there's monsters in the world. Monsters like him. And I hope that you guys can do whatever you can do to make us feel safe, because I certainly don't feel safe and satisfied. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, that was the last written request.
So at this time, we're going to open it up. Ms. Yada.
Hello, I just want to, I have a bit of a concern. Who's in my area? I live off of the E-Course, Niagara, Newcastle area. Who represents that area on the council?
I would say I'd probably do that.
Okay. So, Mayor and Mr. Bullock, I have some concerns. These apartments that's right at E-Course in Niagara. Saturday into Sunday morning, my house was surrounded by police with big guns, big guns. Not pistols off their hip, big guns. That happened between 12:30 and 1 o'clock in the morning because there is some shooting that's occurring in these apartments that's been taken over by a new set of people. We haven't had that problem. I've been here over 18 years and I have not had that problem before. These are the apartments off of E-Course and yeah. And so this new management has changed some things and whatever happened, my house was surrounded. I wake up to this, I go out, go back in at about 3 o'clock in the morning, I go to sleep. I'm getting bangs on my door because now I have another set of police presence in front of my house because somebody, I don't know what was going on, but they drove and parked in my driveway. And the police were doing their due diligence. I'm not saying that the police did anything wrong. But this person that they pulled over they were in my driveway. And while in my driveway, the police is barely telling us what's happening. No one even informed me like what was going on either time. And again, I want to respect that they're doing their job. But these Concord apartments, not only has the noise level gone up, but now we're getting shootings. We've had a death over there. We had another shooting in the same exact area that this death happened a year before. So Concord should participate in cameras immediately to help assist with the detectives in any work that they have to do. Concord also should participate in having some security. They need to start monitoring the people that they got coming. And I think at this point, I'm really asking that the city hold them accountable for changing some things because the type of people that we're getting now is not making that neighborhood safe at all. We got people coming through that's in that same Concord. Is that the name of it, Concord? I don't even know the name of it. I just know that they were quiet for a long time and now they're not. That's doing donuts. If you come to the corner of Newcastle and Niagara, donut marks all in the middle of the street. Anytime after 12:30, because I think they might know that there's a different type of shift that has happened within the police department. Mm-hmm. They're having a lot of donuts that's happening on E-Course, E-Course and Van Born. Can I just finish this part and then you can have it?
Go ahead.
E-Course and, not Van Born, but E-Course and Merriman. That area right there and everything is resorting back to these apartments. We really need them to pump it up. Like they need some cameras, they need some security, and they need to change the people that they're allowing in there. The shooting is unsafe. Anytime I gotta hit the floor and then they come back and make the call and say that it was fireworks when that's not what it was. I even had to call because 2 cars was racing down the street and the one person was pointing a gun at the other person. I called. But when the police came, because they were so focused on what was going on, they didn't even see me. I wanted to tell them which direction they went in. And it's all coming from the apartments behind us. So I'm asking that somebody please check into that, because that's a very big concern of mine right now.
Okay, thank you, Yada.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Let me get Miss Diane, please.
Hi, my name is Diane Carroll Roy, and I just wanted to first off say I am really happy about the way the city and the community work together on the detention center. It showed a lot of solidarity and a great community that we have and a great government, city government we have, and I want to thank all of you for being there and standing up with us in that. I think you guys did an awesome job. I also want to say Juneteenth was wonderful. This year, we had beautiful weather.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the day with my granddaughter, and there was a lot of stuff to do, and I'm just looking forward to more of that. I think it's a wonderful thing. It brings in people in the community and in surrounding communities, and I think it was an awesome event. The other thing I want to mention was on E-Course and Vining, where Amazon is. The bus stops there are not lit up. There's a little sign. There's no place to stand, and it's unsafe crossing. There's not even a crosswalk that says, crossing. And so, now with the days longer, it's more daylight hours, so you see them easier. But before long, we're gonna be in winter again, and it's gonna be, less daylight hours, and you're not gonna see these people crossing. You're not gonna see them standing, and they're basically standing on the road, because there's really no place, especially on Vining, there's no cement there to stand on. So I'm really concerned about that issue, because as the traffic and everything, and coming from Ecorse to turn left onto Vining, I think we still need to have better lighting there. I drive this all the time, and when it's dark or when it's stormy and there's rainstorm, it's hard to see where to turn left. You have to really, you slow down, of course, to turn, but you really have to look and see where the boulevard, the other side of the boulevard is. And I think that we need more lighting in that area for people to see where they're turning onto. Because I've seen too many close calls in that area with all the trucks. And now you're talking about the truck stop and more trucks moving around, which the construction is causing a lot more traffic onto Vining and stuff. And I feel like there's not enough safety with that. And the bus stops. That really concerns, especially on Ecorse when they cross into the Amazon. There's nothing, there's the lights, but they're not crossing right at the light. They're crossing, before the light. And once it gets darker, we're not gonna see the people. So I'm really concerned about that.
Thank you, Diane. Right here, yeah.
Hello again. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I know everyone here probably has a family and it's late and I should be home because it's past my bedtime as well. But I just wanted to make a final statement. Tonight was really disheartening. You were talking about voter turnout, and people give up their time with their family to come out and speak on issues that they find close to their hearts, and then there's other people that are emailing in, and we just glaze right over it. Maybe that's why nobody votes, because they feel like they have no voice, because there's such a separation between the people who are supposed to represent us versus the people who are paying to be in our city, that nobody even cares. Why would you? Everybody here stood up and talked about things. We had a gentleman give out information. We've had people on the council that opposed it. Hey, at least can we just wait and look into this? Nope. Immediately gone. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? That was valid information that was passed out, and we have no idea. Vote yes anyway. Something doesn't scream shady about that to you guys? We're just blowing through this? We all live here. They don't. You can do all the studies in the world that you want. And don't misuse what I said. Yes, I did say I slept on the side of the road. We do need more parking. You're absolutely correct. Not next to the neighborhoods. Not here in this city. Go to the outskirts. What about 275 in Eureka? What about the other side of the industrial park? All of that land is up for sale. But for some reason, we get this deeply discounted property, these deeply discounted property taxes. That's going to make a huge amount of money. For who? Not the citizens. Who here drives a truck in this room besides me and you? You? What about the other 27,000 people? What kind of a benefit is that to them? What purpose does a truck stop serve for the people that live here? None. Absolutely none. And I don't understand why everybody got up here and said something and then it didn't sway anybody's mind to even pause and maybe move this so we can do some investigation. We just went ahead with it. That letter that she read talked about the decades that this can impact this community. And she's right. But we just gloss right over it. Because we've been jumping through hoops since 2024. What does that matter? What if it was 2019? Does that make that family that's going to get killed by that semi pulling up any less relevant? It doesn't. It doesn't matter how long they've been jumping through hoops. How long have these citizens been here in this city? The ones that you guys are supposed to represent. The ones that elected you to your positions. I'm speaking on behalf of myself and probably some other people in here, but when we no longer feel like you guys are serving our best interest, we're all going to step up and start running. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. You all know that I was opposed to this project based off of the left turn of the semi and my experiences being a general manager for Pilot Flying J. I agree with the last speaker, you know, no family dying is worth any amount of money to anybody. While I was in the Navy, I witnessed death too many times. Best friends of mine. And I suffered from PTSD because of it. And I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm a disabled veteran that cares about my city that I'm laying roots in. I really, really strongly feel that that is the wrong location. And I have zero issue with Pilot. It was a great career for me. They do run amazing travel centers. I get it's voted in now. I get there's still time for the citizens. However, what I want to say is, will any of you be there that voted yes when the first family is rolled up under a semi? And explain to them why you voted yes. Because that's all I wanted was an answer of why we voted yes. Jumping through hoops should have to happen if death is part of it. I mean, that's all I can say. But also what I can say is I respect each and every one of you. Through the mayor, through Kevin, all of you. I respect what you do every day for our citizens here in Romulus. It's not an easy job. I voted for all of you. Every single one of you that sit here today, I personally voted for. To represent me, my family, and our best interest. I do appreciate everything you're doing for the city, and I'm not an enemy of the city. I'm not an enemy of any one of you. It's just this one project based off of the location. I wanted to make that clear because I do appreciate everything you all do. And that's all I'll say about it. And you'll never hear me talk about it again until it happens, because it will happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else from the audience that would like to speak? Going once, going twice. Let's close that part up, Madam Clerk.
Number 11 is unfinished business.
Madam
Through
Chair.
the chair.
Mr. Wise.
If I can, to the chair, Mayor, Metroplex, is that going to be done? Didn't we move along with that? I just went down and, you know, I forgot how bad it was.
There's still some ongoing conversations amongst the property owners and the special assessment, been never finally executed, but now there's more conversation again.
Okay,
So
all right.
they've been before this body a few times to
Yeah.
talk about it, and it always seems to unravel. So hopefully they got it this time.
Okay,
So we'll
fine.
see.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Atkill?
Mayor, can you report back to us, I'm sure the people out there want to know too, why the property went from an assessment of $570,000. In 4 years, it was down to $114,000. The taxes went from $33,000 to $6,000. What changed over there? Why they would do that?
By all means, I'll get the information. If I'd have had that information before today, we would have had it for you today.
I didn't have it before either, so.
And I'll also try to work on projections of what's going to be the tax capture at that site when it's developed, because it's not going to stay at that level when that site is developed.
Okay, I just thought the people would like to know.
Absolutely.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Roscoe?
in regards to the request for the block party, I would like to make a motion requesting approval of the block party petition for Saturday, July 4th, from noon to 11 p.m., and the closure of the following streets for the time of the event. Martin Place from Chamberlain to 2nd Street, 2nd Street from Martin Place to Horace Jackson Street, Horace Jackson Street from Dexter to 2nd Street, subject to approvals from all appropriate city departments in accordance with the city's block party regulations.
Support.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Jones, for requesting approval of the block party petition for Saturday, July 4th, 2026, from noon to 11 p.m., and the closure of the following streets for the time of event: Martin Place from Chamberlain to 2nd Street, 2nd Street from Martin Place to Horace Jackson Street, Horace Jackson Street from Dexter to 2nd Street, subject to approvals from all appropriate city departments in accordance with the city's block party regulations. And just as a heads up, we're just waiting on one more department, so just want to give you that heads up on that. So, any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Mr. Willhite.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Mr. Bullock.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
Through the chair.
Mr.
Just had a couple items that are
Oh,
unfinished.
sure.
On unfinished business, yeah, we'll absolutely take a look at that. And if we find malfeasances going on there, we will definitely hold the management of that Concord Club accountable for it. And we've been successful holding several properties to a higher standard, and it's their responsibility to police their site, so we'll find ways to do that. Also, you mentioned lighting on E-course and Vining. You are 100% right. It is extremely dark and dangerous. I'd like to bring Kevin Kraus, our Director of Economic Development, up real quick to talk about the plan we have in action already over there.
Evening again, council. Just real quick, I believe he already left, but Mr. Bodis, when he was at City Hall on Tuesday, Chief of Staff brought me over. He showed me those pictures. I immediately went back to my office and issued an email to DTE, Barbara Walter and Adrian, our two representatives and liaisons. He did get back to me and said that it was forwarded on to the appropriate departments. It does take a little bit of time for them to respond to those. Tomorrow morning, we have our hotel quarterly, and DTE is talking to the hotels about energy sustainability in the hotel district.
Okay.
So I'll see them again, and I'll follow up with them
Okay.
tomorrow morning as well on that. As it pertains to the lighting in the, what I'll call the special assessment district for the hotel, which is kind of Ecorse, Vining, Wickham, Merriman Road, that area. Approximately a year, 3 months ago, Tifa approved the street lighting project for that corridor. So if you go through that corridor, it takes a lot of time with DT for planning, for energy, getting the energy to that area if they don't already have energy for street lightings. This is one of the things I also have been on DT on. A year and 3 months is too long for this type of project to take to even get shovels in the ground. They have been through the area and staked out that area, so if you drive and look in the medians, there's white stakes with red tips on them. Those are where the telephone poles will be, or the lighting poles will be going for the district, so that whole district will be illuminated in the very near future. That kind of ties it into the bus stops and the walkability of that area. As you know, as everyone here knows, communities change over time, and as they change, we have to prepare for those changes and plan for those changes. And one of the exercises that we've been through over the last 2 years, and most of the people in this room at some point in another, and at one level of another, have participated in the Ecorse Road corridor study that we did. We participated in the planning, the reissuance of our master plan, the reissuance of the TIFA plan over the last year. We've revamped all of these plans and updated them with kind of supporting the goals that came from the vision process that was done at the beginning of the mayor's term, his first term. So we took all of those, we revisited them, we went through, we had public comment, we had business and stakeholders come in and give all that type of information. So part of that was that larger area over there, if you look, are surrounded by walkways and pathways. So the North Point project has a bike path, an asphalt bike path that goes around it. And then Amazon has a walking path as well. We need Ecorse Road, and that's what the Ecorse Road corridor study was part of. We have an LDFA developed through Aerotropolis with our partnering communities in Van Buren and Taylor to look at Ecorse Road in its entirety across the entire breadth of the city to primarily as an infrastructure project to look at the roadway, expanding the roadway to 3 lanes throughout the whole city, adding walkways, adding crosswalks and safety features and amenities at all of the individual intersections, looking at pathways and connectivity and how we connect our community as a whole, and we can connect all of that area. So that's in process, and we're working on that, and it's a long process, part of planning and development, right? And we got to find the funding for that as well, which that LDFA will provide for us. And lastly, big steps coming in the very near future with the Transit Authority and what that's going to look like with SMART for this region. Everybody, if you haven't had an opportunity to get the information about that, that's part of that vote coming up. It's very, very important. Get out there. Romulus has been an opt-in community for a long period of time. We need it. We are a job center here for the Detroit region in southeastern Michigan, and we need opportunities for people to be able to use that public transit to get to and from work. We fought very hard about 1.5 years, 2 years ago to get Route 280 opened and reopened into the city, and we did that. There is, I don't know if you're aware, but there is a shelter, a bus shelter on Vining Road on the southeast corner, right by the Amazon location there. It's not lit well, I'll agree with you on that. But we put that there purposefully to get them off of E-Course Road and to get them onto the side street where there's less traffic there. And I thought was smart, during the E-Course corridor study, they had bus stops that you had to pretty much wade through a jungle to get to because they were on the opposite side of where the ditches were with all the phragmites and all the cattails. So we had to move those bus stops to, places that were a little bit more accessible, but a lot of work that still needs to be done with transit and appropriate places. If you did notice in the late fall of last year, SMART went through all of the locations in the city, and where there was a bus stop sign, they laid concrete from the sidewalk to the curb. That way it became ADA accessible, and people that had ADA issues could move from the curb to the bus where they open the door and can get on the bus as well. So we're very in tune with that corridor and what's going on, and the improvements that are coming, and lots of things being addressed. They're in plan. And paid for. So TIFA paid, it was almost $500,000 for that entire corridor area to be lit. It's just waiting on DTE to put the poles in the ground and get electricity to it.
Thank you. Thank you for that update.
I'm sorry, how was that funded?
Through TIFA.
Through TIFA, okay.
Any other unfinished business?
Madam Chair, if I can through there, I
Sure.
just want to let Mr. Warren know that we will have your no-fee permit prepared for you by Friday, this Friday. So we'll give you a call, let you know that it is prepared.
Oh, awesome.
All right,
Thank you. And I just want to make a note right now. It's been a lot of stuff said, a lot of accusations thrown out here today regarding this pilot. I just want to make an item of note that they're still here. And even at the last meeting, they stayed till the end. I think that was a very, very long meeting, and they're still here. And just to put that thing out into our community about somebody's going to die, that's very concerning to me. It's very concerning to me. I'm a Christian, and I don't like to put that kind of thing into the atmosphere, but he did, so it is what it is. But they're still here. They were here at the last meeting I think we're here till 10 p.m. They were still here. They're willing to listen to any concerns we have. And the fact to say that we discounted what people have to say, and I respect the people that got up and speak today, totally respect, I respect our council people who were against the project. And one thing just bothers me is when people say we don't listen to the people. We got 27,000 residents in the city of Romulus, 27,000 that we're accountable for, 27,000 people here that we have to answer to. That's all I got to say. And for other people to say that we don't want to hear their voice, I'm offended. I'm offended. We went all out for the ICE detention center, all out. Our mayor worked diligently on that project, along with our attorney general, all out. And this is what's funny to me. This is what's funny to me. I got so many emails, texts, voicemail. Oh, you guys did a great job. You did a great job. You did a great job. The council, the city, great job. And I said, just wait until something comes that they don't like. Just wait. Something comes that they don't like.
Let's go.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
We're for the city regardless. We're looking out for the good of the city overall. Yes, the residents put us up here. They did. And we're listening to the whole city of Romulus. The whole city of Romulus, not a few. I'm just saying. And I'm offended. I'm offended when somebody tells me I'm not concerned about the people of this city. I'm offended. I'm done. Anybody else want to speak? We're going to close that piece out.
I was waiting until communications.
Okay, you want to go now?
Something to say. I just want to say that when I make a decision up here, I try to get as many of the facts as I can, and unfortunately, I use jumping through hoops. I trust our planning commission and our building department and our ordinances, and my problem is when a business comes in and wants to bring a business in, and we set guidelines or we tell them what we want, and they do it, and then when they come back, we move the goalpost back farther and farther and farther. I believe in making the businesses adhere. And unfortunately, the gentleman left, but I drove a truck, a straight truck for a number of years, and I retired as a captain paramedic. So I've seen more than a lot of people, more than anybody should ever have to see. So I take this job serious, and I think that Pilot's going to be a good partner, and if we have a problem, I'm sure that we'll be addressing it straight with them.
Thank you. Okay, if nothing else, we'll close that piece out, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Number 12 is new business. Number 13 is warrant for approval of warrant 26-12.
Through the chair, I'd like to make a motion, we pay warrant 26-12 in the following amounts. General fund, $147,524.93. Major street fund, $39,031.55. Local street fund, $506,960.15. Public safety fund, $582,338.21. Cable TV, $511.96. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $4,855.17. Street Lighting Fund, $43,911.53. Community Employee Activity Fund, $5,500.35. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $136,351.28. Oakwood SAD, $206.11. Tax Increment Finance Authority, $654,291.25. Downtown Development Authority, $5,371.78. Michigan Indigent Defense Fund, $10,248.32. 911 Service Fund, $4,508.83. Law Enforcement Federal, $13,175.10. Library Fund, $8,331.30. Opioid Settlement, $54,412.66. Water and Sewer Fund, $424,977.03. Motor Vehicle, $140,065.68. Technology Services, $9,446.33. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $165,871.62. Prop and Liability Insurance Fund, $684,183. Revolving Fund, $51,368. Impress Payroll Fund, $359,991.09. Delinquent Personal Property Fund, $4,772.81. Totaling all funds, $4,058,206.04.
Need a second?
Support.
Thank you. Been motion by Ms. Abdo, seconded by Ms. Roscoe for the approval of warrant number 26-12 for checks presented in the amount of $4,058,206.04. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Number 14 is communication.
So moved.
No communication. Takes us to number 15, adjournment. The time is 9:34.
He just did.
Support.
Second.
You second?
Everyone second that one.
I know. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth. Did you second that, Mr. Bullock?
Yeah, I'll
And it's seconded by Mr. Bullock for the adjournment of this meeting. Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Mr. Bullock.
Yes.
Mr. Jones. Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe. Chair votes yes. We are adjourned.